all I ever wanted in this world is carnage.
Hey y'all, welcome back. We saw Venom 2.
Let There Be Carnage.
Let's talk about it. So before we went to the movie, we rewatched the first Venom live on our Patreon. And just basically to refresh our memory. So it seems like Venom 2 kind of picked up where the first one left off. I don't remember how much time, if they showed how much time had passed. Yeah. But it seemed like it was right after.
Yeah, maybe
the first one.
A couple months, but it didn't seem like an extravagant amount of time.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever set a time for the first one.
I
think
think
they just
so.
kind of just said present day.
Yeah.
So,
it kicked off there, and we saw Eddie going to talk to, I almost called him Cleotis. That is not his name. What is it?
Cletus Cassidy.
Yes. While he's still in jail.
Cleotis now.
Cleotis. That's his name now.
It's his name.
So yeah, I guess like overall,
I enjoyed the movie. It was a good time. I was entertained.
Mm-hmm.
I think what really got me was the jokes were there, the comedy was there, I laughed, and the action was good. There wasn't blood, which I don't think we were really expecting because they didn't do it in the first one.
Yeah.
And we previously discussed that Marvel doesn't tend to put a lot of blood in their films, so I'm not too surprised for that. But I was entertained throughout the movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think for me, and it could just be, I don't really know how to explain it, but I felt like it moved quickly. The movie, it was like there wasn't a whole lot of development as far as like one individual scene or one individual character. It was kind of like, here's some of their story, here's some of this person's story, action, the end.
Right, which I think is very similar to what the first one was. It was just like, we have a story to tell. This is it. There was no lull. It was like,
No.
Let's move it.
One thing after the other.
When it first started, I was like, what am I watching again? And then I realized this was telling Cletus' story at the beginning. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I felt about the jokes. Yeah. It was like, I felt like it was too much comedy versus like, give me the action, give me some drama, give me a little more like intensity.
They relied heavily on the jokes.
Yeah. So it was okay for me. I did enjoy it. I will say that. I did enjoy watching the movie. I don't think it was what I expected.
No.
But I honestly don't know what my expectations were.
Yeah. Because, we only watched, like, the first trailer of it, and I didn't really know how we were going to get Carnage exactly. Like, I thought that he was going to get a symbiote in him, kind of like Eddie did, but, like, maybe there was, like, someone that got through that we didn't see in the first movie and made its way. That's what I thought was going to happen.
I did, too.
I didn't know that he was going to bite Eddie, and his blood would create it.
Yeah, and I also didn't know that could be a way for someone to get a symbiote.
I'm trying to remember when I was like looking back after I watched the first one, if I remember that from the comic books or not. I remember I looked at researched it, but I don't remember nothing.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to figure out back then how are we going to get Carnage.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. So let us know in the comments if they stuck to the comic book. I'm kind of iffy on how I feel about what the main plot was with Cleus wanting to get the love of his life back.
Right.
I feel like if I watched this again and really wanted to break it down and analyze it, I would find problems.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that's what anything though.
Yeah.
I can make a problem out of something.
Yeah.
The way you tie the shoes, I ain't like that.
Right.
Yeah, and I wish we would have gotten to know Francis a little bit better. The love interest, Cletus's love interest.
Yeah.
Like how did she get her power? The not the boarding school.
It was her name, but yeah, she was at Estates. What was it?
Estes, Saint Estes.
Yeah.
I'm curious if all the kids that were there had some type of enhancement, or if there were others like her there. It just seemed like she was the only one who had some kind of ability.
Yeah.
And Cletus was just violent.
Yeah, they made it seem like maybe it was just like problem children.
Yeah.
And maybe the place where she was kept after she got shot. Maybe that's where they have like enhanced people.
Maybe.
Well, because he was there though too. What's his enhancement?
Who?
Cletus.
He didn't have any before.
That's what we're saying at St. Estes.
Oh, at the okay, got it.
Yeah. The problem children, and then when she was taken. But I had a feeling that the officer was going to be important because they really zoomed
in on that name tag.
And I was
like, we get it.
We get it. And they were there for a long time. Remember his name.
Remember his name.
Remember his name. So as soon as they got to the police station, Mulligan, like they said his name, was like, that's him.
Got it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the action was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
There's a few times I was like, oh.
Exactly. The fight scene in the church at the end was intense.
That's what really had me jumping.
I really enjoyed that fight scene.
The fight scene with Eddie and Venom in his apartment.
That was first of all, hilarious.
Hilarious.
That was funny.
When he broke his nose, it was just,
hilarious.
And did it again.
A mess.
Yeah. He tore up his bike. I was like, oh no.
Right. And he was just like, yeah.
Because at first when I was hearing the noise, I was like, what is that? I thought he was like going to go bite some heads off or something.
I thought Carnage was coming.
Oh.
And so I was like, that I think I leaned over to you and was like, oh, or that sounds bad or something like that. Because it was just like a booming sound. And I'm like, oh, Carnage done got out and found him already.
Right.
But no, it was just Venom being destructive.
I don't know if we needed to see Annie and Dan. Like they were only there so that someone could go get Venom when they split. They just needed somebody to go get Venom and bring him back to Eddie.
Right.
That's all they were needed for.
Right. They were really like, and I think it was also one of those things where it's like, hey, you remember them from that last movie?
Yeah.
They still exist in this world and in this story.
Right.
So here they are again.
Yeah.
Hi. But then I also think, in saying that too, I also don't know if we needed the Cletus and Francis story. I don't know if that was, I guess for me, I'm like, what was the point?
I totally understand what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
It should have, I felt like there were too many things going on at the same time. So it should have been a story of Cletus trying to go after Eddie, which was the main source of contention or conflict. I feel like it should have just focused on Cletus going after Eddie with Carnage, and then Venom and Carnage fighting Eddie, and
bringing
Cletus
in
fighting.
a love interest for him.
It was unnecessary.
Too much. Yeah, they could have just.
It was convoluted.
They could have just focused on, if they wanted to give a backstory, what made him the way that he was.
Yes.
And then have him talking to Eddie, bite him, and then have more of Carnage be in control, being like, no, we're gonna go get these people.
Because I think I was expecting to see more of Carnage, or like the coming of Carnage, versus how it played out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate it, but I feel like I wanted more.
Yeah.
Seeing that change.
And also, like, I feel like maybe there should have been more moments of just Cletus and Carnage talking how Venom and Eddie talk. So it's like, Venom basically gave Eddie his backstory and like, this is what we are, this is where I'm from, that kind of, like they had that kind of, I guess, conversation or understanding with each other. I feel, even though, like Eddie said it, or Venom said in the movie, they weren't a match, I still feel like at some point, there should have been a little bit of a lull. Like, y'all had a little bit of alone time. Where you could have been like, hey, I'm Carnage. Hey, I'm Cletus. Nice to meet you.
There was only that brief moment in the car when they were driving. Where it was like, oh, you're a real thing. And it's like,
because if you think about it, it was called Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah.
Other than that being his name, did we see Carnage in the movie?
No.
A little bit. I mean, like, when he busted up the jails and stuff, That
was...
When he,
I think I was just expecting more.
Like, I feel like I was expecting more world destruction.
Yes,
more
I was really
destruction.
expecting him to mess up the city and Venom having to come in and be the hero and take him out.
Exactly.
And we didn't really get that. Because the movie was so quick. That kind of, they did that a little bit in the end, but only because they wanted to get the 3 people that wronged them.
Yeah.
Which, it's interesting that, Carnage only became who he was because he got Eddie's blood. You'd think he'd be a little bit more curious other than, I'm going to kill the person that made me. Like, he was angry to be created.
Yeah, it was like, oh, the 2 of us can't exist. Well, why not?
Right.
You'd have a buddy.
Yeah.
And that's your daddy.
That's your daddy. There was that one moment in the church when Venom saw him, and he was like, oh no, he's a red one. He's a red one. Which I wanted to hear more about that.
But what is the significance of that?
Right. But yeah, like I said, I remember reading something about it, but I don't remember. So I would have liked if we got a little bit more understanding of what the red was. So like if they would have done more on the relationship between Cletus and Carnage, and if like Eddie and Venom would have been watching what he was doing to just be destructive in the city, he would have seen him and be like, oh, he's a red, and we would have got more details. Other than the very end being the first time he sees him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I do feel like there was a lot of unnecessary stuff thrown into the mix. It could have been I felt like it could have been a really simple but impactful movie if they would have cut some of that stuff out.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it. I mean, I
didn't hate it.
It was
No.
enjoyable. It was.
And I honestly, I would
entertaining.
definitely watch it again. This is me being like nitpicky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I would definitely watch it again.
Yeah. Like I said, it did its job as a movie. It entertained me.
For sure.
But like with any movie, you can break it down and say, I wish they would have did this. They could
Yeah.
have done this better. So it ended with we thought the police officer was dead, Mulligan.
Yes.
But it ended with his eyes flashing blue.
They were blue. Mhm.
So I'm wondering what that means. I know that I think her name was Screech or Frances. Well, she got shot in the eye, so her eye was kind of blue.
Yeah.
And she said something to him about like you can't kill a ghost or something before
must
she
have missed
strung
that
him up.
part.
She said something about a ghost. So I don't know if like whatever's in her kind of jumped in him.
Like
if there
when
was
she
something-
pressed his eye or something.
Yeah, or something. Because that's one thing. She pressed his eye. Both his eyes was blue, and his eye didn't look damaged. I
No.
recall.
No.
So
But I kind of covered my eyes at that part because I thought she was going.
yeah, I was like, I didn't look that hard.
No,
either.
she didn't press. It is like she pressed really hard and it didn't do any damage to
Yeah,
his
eye
eye.
for an eye.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering what that means. 'cause
Yeah, what
clearly-
that's gonna turn into.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to think like what was up there that could have like got in him or got on him to like what is that thing? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. But what they did do right
Baby.
was that end credit scene.
that
or that mid credit scene.
when I say we went up in the theater, we went
Listen.
up.
I was excited.
Multiverse.
Multiverse.
Motherfucking madness.
And there's no question about it. There's no question about it. When the room started moving or changing, and I was like,
Oh, it's like
because that's the
we
same thing
going
that
there.
happened in Spider-Verse.
Yep.
Yep.
And so I was like, oh no, something's happening.
going
and then
there.
I heard, what's his name?
Old boy on the news. The Daily
And then,
Bugle man.
And then plain as day, we got Peter Parker on the screen.
Peter Parker on the TV.
Tom Holland, Peter Parker. So there's no question
On the
about
TV.
it.
I
And
was,
I was excited. I was like, it's happening. So now I'm just like, are we going to get a peek of him in Spider-Man, or are they going to wait until Multiverse to introduce him?
Does Spider-Man have nothing to do with the multiverse?
Well, I mean, obviously it does, because we're getting, I think everyone's pretty much have confirmed pretty much that we are getting the other Spider-Mans. We've seen the villains from the previous movies in there. I just don't know if they're going to put Venom in there as well. That might be too much.
It might be.
So they, like I said, they might wait until
Maybe we'll get like an end credit on that movie
Something.
for that. Maybe.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do
But either
it.
way, I am extremely excited. I was
Yes.
very, well, let me not say very, I was unsure of how they were going to like kind of merge the two together and,
And if they
make
were
the
gonna
story
do it,
happen.
yeah.
Because I really enjoyed that Spider-Man, the other Spider-Man with Venom in it and having them fight each other and all that kind of stuff. So I'm very
Yeah, and
excited.
Venom, he looked like he knew Peter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He licked the screen.
So
Yeah.
I need to know more.
Yes.
Because the Venom from the other Spider-Man, it was just him.
Right.
But how did he become Venom? He was just like angry or something?
I don't remember. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if I saw that one.
Okay. I'm gonna have to
I'm
watch
gonna have
that
to do
one.
a marathon of that one.
Like I ain't gonna do no marathon. I'm gonna watch that one.
No, I want to watch all of them before Spider-Man comes out, because all the villains that are coming, I need to refresh my memory.
I started
on those.
rewatching the first one with Toby, and I was like, yeah, yeah. First of all, our Peter Parker. I'm claiming Tom Holland
Yes.
as my
That's
Peter
my
Parker. That's,
Peter
the only
Parker.
one I will acknowledge.
Miles Morales. Well, he's not Peter Parker, but he's
Right.
my other Spider-Man.
He is a nerd, yes, but he is cool. He is quirky, but he is like relatable. He's a good time.
Yes.
Tobey Maguire, insecure, down on himself, sad, not funny. I'm not gonna say he's a loser. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it, but then said it.
Basically. I don't like him as Spider-Man at all. I just don't like his demeanor.
It fit then. it don't fit now.
It only fit then to me because that's
you
all
didn't
I
know.
knew.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
Yeah.
I actually like Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man over Tobey.
And see, to me, I was just like, oh, it's another Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I watched the other ones to watch them. I was like, I feel like the ones that I did see, I was entertained by them in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom Holland is Spider-Man.
Tom
like,
Holland
Yeah,
is Spider-Man.
as far as I'm concerned.
they struck gold with that one. Like,
It's for me. It's him, and it's the relationship he had with RDJ. That
Yeah.
chemistry was just like it solidified it that you are.
when he reached over to give him a hug, and he's like, "I'm just opening the door."
That's it. So that's not what we're doing. Don't.
And I love how in the there's like some behind the scenes stuff where when they were in Peter's bedroom and they were talking, and I think Tom had his leg up or something like that,
He's like-
and RDJ just moved it like
Yeah.
that was unscripted. He was
Uh-huh.
like, "I'm gonna sit there because that's that's what
That's
was
my
written.
spot.
You need to move."
Move.
I love that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
and I like his relationship with Ned too.
oh yeah.
Mhm.
it's-
I'm the guy in the chair.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh man, that whole thing in Spider-Man one, his everybody knows who he is and how they're
Yeah.
gonna cope too
Girl.
because
It's gonna be a mess.
it's gonna be a mess.
But I'm so excited.
Yeah.
yes,
That he's gonna be in the next one
The
or
fact that
connected somehow.
the fact that Venom recognized our Peter.
Yeah. How?
How?
That I think that's what I was trying to get to in the first one. Like, what was their beef?
Yes.
Because I don't remember at all. Yeah, it just seemed like he had fought him before, or he had like run into him before, and
Yeah.
was like, "I remember you."
Because I know before that happened, he was telling Eddie that I have knowledge of universes. He said he didn't say like multi universes, but he said something about like something.
It's like
Yeah.
a multitude of knowledge, like
or something
beyond what you can
beyond,
comprehend, that kind of
across
thing.
the universe or something like that. So when he said that, I was like, I heard you say universe.
Yep.
So that means something. So I don't know if it's just he knows him from just being knowledgeable. Like, is he like a watcher? Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
What's going on?
And also, when it shifted, he was saying that he wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe it was the whole Doctor Strange thing.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I thought.
From the Spider-Man trailer.
Because there's still. I don't know if we've confirmed that it was Peter Parker and Doctor Strange that messed it up. If it was
Stuff from Loki.
stuff from Loki, stuff from WandaVision. Did they all really happen at the same time?
Can you imagine if that all happened at the exact same time?
Like all of that
All of that
happening was
happening.
a Nexus event.
Yeah.
That's
a
the universe
major Nexus event.
Whatever
Yeah.
is above Nexus. That's
Yeah,
what
it was
that's
an
what it
extreme
Extreme
Like-
Nexus event.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
But just based off the trailer, it does seem more likely that it would be. No, I'll take that back. I was gonna say more likely that Peter, but I'm like, after watching Loki, I'm like, it's almost like clearly y'all did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it happened at the same time. So maybe when we see in the trailer when Doctor Strange is blaming Peter, it was just a coincidence that it happened at that time. That him
Maybe.
talking didn't mess up the spell.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just excited. I want
I'm
it
so
now.
excited. I'm so
We're almost
excited.
there.
And I'm just interested. I'm interested in seeing how the Eternals wraps into this because they keep showing every time we go to the movies. They keep showing the trailer, and Amber and I are just like, no.
No. Did you watch it? You
I watched the last one because
Oh.
I had popcorn fingers, butterfingers, and I was
Oh.
like,
And
I
you
can't
could've-
plug my. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, here we are.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know.
Which it didn't spoil anything for me because
Okay.
I'm not familiar with the Eternals.
Right.
Yeah,
but
I'm
I
not
just
either.
didn't
I
want
just
to
don't wanna see
I
anything.
I didn't want to see anything. I want every little extra shot to be a surprise.
Yep.
So the only thing I know is there's something about 5 years ago Thanos blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just where do you guys fit in this multitude of multiverses?
Of multiple multiplexes.
Oh my gosh.
multiplicity.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10
That's fair.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I think first go around 7, and I think if I watch it again, depending on my mood, it could go
It might
up
be
or
an
down.
8. Yeah.
Like if I really, really enjoy the laughs this time more, the next time it could go up. If I
Yeah.
pick up on little other Easter eggs, I'll be like, oh, that made it exciting for me. Or maybe I'll break it down too much and I won't like it. But
Right.
That's true too. That's very
Yeah.
true, yeah.
but
Don't bring it down too much. But yeah.
I guess because also it's an association with Marvel. It's not a Kevin Feige movie. My expectations are not really high. It's kind of just like in the middle.
I get that. Yeah, I get that.
So, but yeah, if you
I would
guys-
definitely recommend you see it.
Yeah,
if you
I'll
haven't
see
seen
it.
it.
Watch it.
Definitely
Mhm.
see it, so you can get the pleasure that we got at the end.
Well, hopefully, if you were talking to us, you've already seen it. If you
Yes,
watch
don't
it.
listen. If you made it this far, it's been spoiled for you. Deal with it.
Yeah, but go back and watch it.
Oopsies.
Yeah, that's all I got
So,
at this point.
Let us know in the comments what you thought about the movie, and
Yeah, we'll see you in the next
that's
one.
it. Bye.